Witchcraft is one of the fastest growing forms of spirituality in the Western world today. Many people are choosing to walk a more spiritually aware path, one that connects them to the land and to nature, one that allows them to feel the changing seasons and to recognise the divine in all things, including that which is within themselves. Witchcraft and paganism offers all this and more. However, it is not a path to be chosen lightly. If you think that this path is all about magic, conjuring spirits and performing spells, then you are very wrong. Whilst there certainly is an element of all these things within the craft, it is more about a personal, spiritual journey, a journey to find oneself. Witchcraft is also about learning all you can about the nature of the world and how to connect with it, and finding your place within it. It's about learning about you. Know thyself are the words above the temple door, and there was never a harder task. To know who you are is a truly difficult thing, and sometimes it can be a scary revelation. But this is at the heart of witchcraft. For if you don't explore who you are, good and bad, dark and light, how can you progress on your chosen path and help to light the way for others? In the first film, Witchcraft: A Beginner's Guide, we looked at the basics of witchcraft, what tools you may need for your works, the casting of circles, and other steps to take when you first start out. This second film aims to guide you a few steps further along your path and to give you the confidence to perhaps start to explore some of the more familiar aspects of witchcraft that you may have come across in books. I must stress that this is the way that I do things. Many people will work differently, and some will work the same. The beauty of the craft is that we are all able to express ourselves individually. So in this film, we will be looking at raising magical and personal energy. We will explore working with the full moon and touch upon the arts of healing and of divination. We will also be looking at how men can relate to the goddess and how they can work a full moon ritual as a solitary practitioner. Hopefully this film will inspire you to walk your path with growing confidence, and through this to learn more about your own craft and how it works for you. Let's now look at raising energy during ritual. Raising energy for any of our works is important, and we need to know how to tap into the natural earth energy around us, and more importantly, how to connect with our own personal energy. If we cannot do this, then we cannot empower our circles, magical workings, healings, or anything else. In this section, we will be looking at simple, effective, and fun ways to raise energy for our works. One major area that draws many witches is healing. All witches want to help those people who need it if they can, and healing work is often a large part of what witches do. The art of healing can be performed in many ways. Often a witch will learn some of the techniques that are commonly taught today: aromatherapy, massage, reflexology, acupuncture, reiki, and crystal therapy, to name but a few. Sometimes you will find yourself drawn to a particular tradition, or perhaps you will realise a skill within yourself that has always just seemed to be there, a calming energy perhaps, or an ability one has to dispel fear or give comfort. Either way, learning to heal in whatever way you choose is all part of the tradition of witchcraft. More often than not, when energy is raised in a circle for whatever purpose, some of that energy is usually used for distant healing. The coven with which I work keeps a healing book with names of people who have requested our help for various ailments. During each circle, we spend a portion of the time raising energy and sending it to the people whose names are in the book. Some of our members have specialised in healing techniques, but we all do what we can as a group to help those who have asked for our help. The full moon ritual is an ideal and traditional time to perform healing rituals, and this often becomes the focus of the body of the full moon ritual. When working a healing, remember to raise the energies I've already shown, and perhaps focus on a candle or a photo of the person you are working for. It is also essential that you obtain the permission of the person you intended the healing for if they themselves have not approached you first. This follows a law of not working against a person's will. The healing techniques illustrated in this film are Reiki and crystal therapy. Reiki is a Japanese technique that channels universal energy through the practitioner and into the patient. Crystal therapy uses certain crystals at different points of the body to energize and help the body dispel illness. One of the disciplines we will look at within the craft and are fascinated by is the art of divination, or fortune telling. Since ancient times, man has yearned to know what the future may hold for him and sought out those people skilled in this magical art, and it is no different today. Modern witches still learn the old ways of divination. This takes skill, dedication, and an ability to open oneself up to the universal consciousness, and to learn how to listen to your own intuition and inner voice. This skill comes easy to some and harder to others, but I believe it is a skill we all have if we choose to tap into it and study hard. You do not have to be a witch to master these arts, but you do need foresight and sensitivity, and the time and patience to develop your own psychic ability. The further you go with your witchcraft, the more you will naturally become open and aware of these hidden gifts, and the more you will be able to connect with them at will. It's the awareness of this ability that is important, and a willingness to explore it fully. Most importantly of all is the realization that any tool we use for any magical work, and this includes the various tools of divination, is that they are just that, tools. The most powerful sources of information comes from within us, and any magical tool simply aids us in coming into contact with our own higher self. This further illustrates the importance of knowing who we are. It is also necessary to remember to always keep a record of what you see when you are divining, either for yourself or for someone else. While something may not seem to make sense at the time, it may become clearer later on. A written record of things divined will give you a useful point of reference should you need to refer back to it in the future. It will also stand as a record of your progress.